Just have phones up, please. Welcome to final team announcement of the Six Nations. Stuart will make some comments and then over to yourselves for questions.
Yeah, obviously you've got the team, so Mann coming on the bench, other than that unchanged, which is nice. And I'm assuming you've picked up about Joe Marler, so just an update on him. So his partner's in labour as we speak, so we're waiting to see how that plays out during the course of today, and obviously we'll make a decision before captain's run tomorrow as to whether he will or won't take part in the game. If he doesn't, obviously Mako comes in to start and Matt Mullen comes on the bench.
That's his deadline, is it, Stuart? He's got to be in Rome tomorrow at 1 o'clock to be able to play on the following day.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, he's got to do the captain's run, and he's we'll wait and see how it plays out during the course of the day. I spoke to him this morning, like I say, the good thing is we've got a British lion on the bench who can come in and start, who's desperate for an opportunity. So we'll see how it goes.
So if he doesn't make it, you say Matt Mullen will start? Or
No.
Mako will be on the bench, or the other way around?
Yeah, Mako will start, and Matt Mullen will be on the bench.
And you obviously have every faith in Matt, should he be called upon to come out and do a job for you off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he came in and played in the autumn internationals, so there's no problem with him. He's been involved right the way throughout the campaign, and he's playing well.
And your gut feeling, I mean, do you know what the chances are of Joe making it?
Depends on his partner, I think. Not Joe. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, if as the day goes on, if the baby isn't born and things aren't going the way we want, then we'll make the call.
The other big news, of course, is Manu Tuilagi back. It's been a big miss, hasn't he? About a calendar year you haven't been able to select him. How good is it to be able to call upon his services, Stuart?
Yeah, no, he's had that extra week's training now, so he's certainly ready, and we're pleased with the way he's trained, and he's a good player, but there's a good backline playing well as well. I'm certainly happy with the way that Billy Twelvetrees and Luther Brown have been playing, and Johnny and Jack on the wings have been exceptional as well. So we're not going to suddenly drop them all at half time and bring Bano on.
There are all sorts of permutations and combinations on Saturday, but I guess you've got to go to Rome, you've got to win there. I mean, that's never a foregone conclusion.
No, I mean, that is the priority, really. We went there 2 years ago and it was different conditions, and different evolution of our team at that point. But it was very difficult, and you look at Scotland game, 21-20, you look at them beating France last year in the Six Nations. Ireland struggled. Wales struggled 2 years ago. Australia struggled in 2012, 22-19. In New Zealand that year, it was a 44-10 win for New Zealand, but only through 3 tries in the last few minutes. So it's not an easy place to go and get a lot of points.
And a short turnaround this week as well. Not as much time as you normally get to get your teeth stuck into the opposition. How do you prepare for a side like Italy? Obviously a very good scrummaging unit, and you've had all sorts of uncertainties with your props. Yeah, I mean, we trained on Tuesday and trained well. The boys have had Wednesday off and certainly trained well today. Look sharp today. So physically there'll be no problem. And obviously when we get out there, I'm sure mentally we'll be excited about the game. It's a fantastic opportunity to finish the Six Nations on a high point. We want to make sure we put in a performance that backs up the previous performances we've put in so far, and that's a big motivation for the players. And then you watch the match in Paris, and France are capable of beating anybody on their day. They could still do you a favour. Yeah, of course. I mean, both sides are good. I mean, France beat us, and we were pretty pleased with our performance that day. So, we've seen them in that arena there, how strong they are. But Ireland are a quality side, well coached, and they've got good players and good cohesion at the moment. So I'm sure it'll be a tight game over there, but it's an uncontrollable for us. We've just got to concentrate on the Italians. One more, if I may. If England do win the championship, in your mind, will it have been well deserved? Well, ifs and buts there, really. To be honest, Phil, for me, we'll wait and see. I certainly think to this point, I've been pleased with the development we've made as a group. We've definitely improved, and when you look at the age and experience of our side, going into that France game when we first started with, 1 cap, 2 caps, and we're still in single figures in a lot of the backs. So that experience that we've got during the Six Nations, I think, will be invaluable for us going forward into the New Zealand tour and beyond.
Stuart, I know you love a theoretical question. Just off the back of Phil's, would you rather be in a position now, perhaps if you'd have had a few more experienced players in the side, fighting for a Six Nations Grand Slam maybe, or are you happier having been able to blood a few of the youngsters and see more of them?
No, I think the there's always a positive, isn't there? You know, when you lose someone in the sense it opens up opportunities for other players, and you know, we were going to make changes anyway, but certainly the injuries in the backs particularly has opened up opportunities, and I think the players have taken them. You can see by the consistency of selection, and what that creates also then is more depth and more competition. So you know, I definitely see the positives from that.
And just 27 players used over the course of the tournament. So what does that do for perhaps some of those other faces who've got to fight their way back in ahead of the summer tour?
It means there's a big few months ahead, and there is for everyone. You know, we've got a big end to the Premiership season, European games to play. We're obviously going to go out there to New Zealand, we know already, for the first test without the Premiership finalists. So there's bound to be changes. We've got 3 great tests out there and a game against Canterbury Crusaders. So, you know, the message certainly to the players who've gone home is work hard, work on your physical preparation, because they need to be in good shape for the end of the season anyway. But we want to hit that New Zealand tour and hit it running and finish the season strongly.
Stuart, just going back to obviously this Six Nations, having lost in pretty unlucky circumstances in many degrees that first game, the response to have now won 3 in a row and be in the shout for a title, what does that mean about this camp?
Yeah, I mean, it's always harder in the Six Nations when you've only got 2 at home and 3 away. I think the character we've shown throughout has been excellent. I mean, in terms of training, you know, the things you don't see, it's been exceptional, really. Their attitude and desire to work and improve and lead each other on has been the best I've known it, really. So, but like I say, what we've got to do now is back all that up in a final performance that we leave the Six Nations in a really positive state of mind going to that New Zealand tour.
And just finally, in terms of permutations, you've touched on it, it's all about getting your own house in order, getting your job done and hoping for elsewhere. Are you confident? Obviously your team are very focused to do that kind of thing.
Absolutely, yeah, no, I mean, very good at that, controlling the controllables. I think, you know, we've always demonstrated that as a group, so you know, we've got to make sure we put in performance in Italy, because as I've showed the players this morning, you know, in the previous 7 home games they've had, how close they've been, what the score's been at half time, and you know, in most cases it's 13-9 or 9-6, or and that's consistent in their games at home. So we need to make sure we start well.
Just on the Italians quickly, what do you make of the idea of them obviously not playing a couple of key stars last time out and now bringing them back for this one, particularly Sergio Parisse?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen their team yet, so still waiting to hear what the situation is with him and with Castro Giovanni. You know, but we'll wait and see. Clearly, you know, he's an iconic player for them and a talisman. You know, it's like playing 3 extra players when he plays. So, but you know, one player doesn't make a team, and we've got to make sure we get our bit right first.
Because they've had a fairly disappointing championship, they'll be so hell bent on getting a win at the Olympico in front of the home crowd.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, it was 18-11 last year. We scored 6 penalties and won the game just at Twickenham. So we know what's coming.
Thank you guys. We'll move next.
Thanks, Stuart.
Thank you.
Thank you.